Hi, my name is Romy. Welcome or welcome back to Start Pages. Today I'm going to be reviewing You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akwaeke Emezi. Okay, so I read an arc of this. I got a Kindle, first of all, and then I read the arc on my Kindle. Fun. What was not fun was that I made a mistake and I did something I have never done before and I will never do again. I let the hype get to my head and I requested the arc on Edelweiss without reading the description. Okay, that was the first mistake. Granted, I didn't think I would get approved because it's Edelweiss. Nobody gets approved there. Well, but it was like the second thing I requested on there, and I got approved the next day. And then I read the description and I was like, oh no, oh no. So I didn't know what the book was about. I still read it though because I requested it. I gave it 3 stars. It was going to be a 2.5 stars, but then I was like, wait, no, I love drama, so I'm going to give it 3 stars because it kept me entertained. Basically, the plot of this book is Faye. 5 years ago, Faye and her husband were in a car crash, right? Faye's husband died. Faye walked away with just a few minor scratches. Right now, skip to the present. Faye she said she wants to get back into the scene, but she doesn't want anything serious. She's just going to go with like one night stands or whatever. Good on her, right? Sleeps with this guy in the bar. Then she decides to have like a friends with benefits thing going on with him. Fine. Then, right? This is not a spoiler or anything. Then she meets the guy that she's having the friends with benefits thing. She meets his friends, and then one of the guys, she feels a connection with him. And then time skip, she can see a relationship happening with him, but she also doesn't want to start that right now, so she decides to just go slow. So they're just going to be friends. Anyway, as friends, the guy invites her to some Caribbean island. Oh no, I don't know which island it is because they mention other islands. Like they mentioned Trinidad, and I think he went to Antigua on like a business trip or whatever after he went to the island. But I still don't know which island it is, and it's like the most important detail to me for some reason. But anyway, he invites her to his father's house on a Caribbean island as friends, and she's like fine. And then she goes to the island, and then she feels a spark with some forbidden person, and then like the book is about her navigating that the forbidden feeling she has, and the relationship with the friend that invited her to the Caribbean island. Blah blah blah. Okay, I feel like if you're going to go into the book, you should know what it is. The forbidden romance is with the friend's father, right? So he's not forbidden because he's married. It's forbidden because it's just her friend's father, right? And like I know they're both adults, so like it's not like it's an underage thing. But I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. But anyway, so the father is like this famous chef worldwide. Good on him. So I ended up giving this book 3 stars. And at first, let me tell you, like this should probably give you an idea about how I felt about this book, because originally when I first finished, I was going to give this book 2.5 stars, which is not great. But then I bumped it up to 3 stars because I was like, you know what? This book was entertaining, and it was entertaining because I like mess and I like drama, and this book was mess and drama, right? So I bumped it up 3 stars. Can you find something entertaining without actually enjoying it? Because if that can happen, then that's what happened with this book. So my highest praise for this book, it was entertaining. That don't mean I enjoyed it, but it was entertaining. And if you like mess, go ahead, because the whole premise is based on mess. Also, I got my braces off. So this is a romance book. I don't like the romance, so like how am I supposed to read and enjoy a romance book if I don't like the romance? I know it's not as bad because Faye is not a minor, and like apparently there was a whole thing where the father did have the son, her friend, young, so like it's not that much of an age difference. I don't care. I don't like it. I don't like it because even though she did say to the guy that we're friends and we'll move slow, there was like, I don't want to say an expectation because, but anyway, there was like, anyway, like the way how she was behaving with him, it was like borderline friendship romantic. So like, it was weird that she would get with the father. Anyway, next part, it was an insta love, and if it's built on properly, then maybe insta love won't be that bad. Except this girl goes to the airport, she sees this guy, she's like, oh my gosh, this famous chef that I know that my friends are obsessed with, he's very sexy, blah blah blah. Then like she is jumping between going on this trip, going on these like trips to explore the island with the friend, and then coming back and like looking at the guy and saying, oh, he's so sexy. And I'm like, where's the development? And she goes into her room and she's like, oh, she's so sexy. And she tells her best friend, and her best friend is like, girl, that's messy. And I'm like, yes, the girl, that's messy. But then like there's no real development until close to when the romance starts developing. They have like a chat, and then they have like a sensual moment relating to him cooking some food. I was not a fan because I know the man was cooking for himself, but it never seemed sanitary because he was giving her something to taste and she licked it off and finger, and then they continue cooking with him hand. I wasn't a fan. It don't seem sanitary to me. But anyway, if he's cooking for himself, that's not my business. But I have to read it, so I know it's my business. But anyway, so I wasn't a fan of the romance. Next thing, her best friend, I loved her best friend. There's nothing wrong with her best friend. So her best friend, when the MC, Faye, told her best friend that, listen, I'm kind of liking the father. And her friend was like, girl, are you fucking serious? And aside from that, she told her it was going to be messy, but she was also like, girl, if that's what you want to do, I'm going to support you. I don't care. Do what you want to do. And I'm like, okay, fine. Best friend backing up his friend. We love that. We love that for her. Girls supporting girls. That's what we love. Feminism. Yeah, so I loved her best friend. And then her best friend, she was just funny. And I love that for her. I would also read a book about her best friend's romance because her best friend is a lesbian, right? And we weren't really getting a side story. It was just like Faye and the best friend talking. And we're getting like snippets of the best friend's troubles. And it was a whole thing. But like, I would rather read the romance with the best friend's troubles, not with the actual. Anyway. Next thing, the guy that invited her, the friend, I never like him because so when they are friends, he's saying, oh, he is fine with waiting, whatever she wants to do. He's like, she'll set the pace. He wants something real. He wants it with her, blah, blah, blah. He invites her to meet his father, blah, blah, blah. Then he finds out that she was with, like, when development happens with Faye and the father, and he finds out he was away, and then he came back and he found out, and then he's like very aggressive to Faye, and it was like a switch in the character. And I know how it can represent type of men that exist, but I don't like it because the way how it developed, it was like there was this one scene he was like treating her like shit, and then there was another scene he was treating her like shit, and in the next scene they talk. It's like a calm thing, and he's like upset with her, but also he's giving her relationship advice. That like he is very disgusted, but he's giving her relationship advice for her and the father, right? And the timeline, the development, it didn't make any sense to me. Like I can see how it happened because I saw how it happened, but it never fit right. It never fit right. And then the sister, she was just there. I don't even know why she was there. She was there for me to have an accent so I can sit down and try and figure out which Caribbean country she's from. It never helped because like it could be Patois, but it could also be Trinidad. But it can't be Trinidad because there was another character who was from Trinidad, and maybe it's Barbados, but the accent don't really seem. It seemed like a little less than Bajan. So I'm like, okay, what's the accent? And then she's there to make Faye feel bad about herself, and then she's there to shame Faye for being with the father, and that's it. And I'm like, what was the purpose? I feel like we could have done all of this without her. And then who else was there? Oh, then the same guy that she had a one night stand with in the beginning, he comes back in the end to validate Faye's feelings. Like, why do we need this one man out of nowhere to come and validate Faye's feelings? Like, he was used like, oh, I'm best friends with the guy that invited Faye, so if I'm saying it's okay, then obviously it's okay. Like, no, Faye, your whole thing was, oh, you do what you want, I'm strong, independent woman, blah, 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 I don't need blah, blah, blah. So why is this man validating your feelings? You can do that by yourself, and your best friend did that, so why did you need that to be okay? Like, it's not making any sense. And then there's also a scene where Faye and the friend, like, I'm just saying, I'm giving them these titles because I don't remember their names. There's a whole scene, the second scene where the guy who invited her to the island was treating her like shit. Faye is an artist, and first of all, the description of her art pieces, I don't get it, but whatever. He is at like an installation for one of her art pieces, and he's like treating her like shit, and then boom, she has a character switch up, and like there's like 3 lines where it was an explanation for her character switch up, that apparently like she was always like this, and you know, she decided to make herself small for blah blah blah, and no, and she was going to take everything else, but when it comes to her art, she's not taking anything. I call bullshit. It wasn't great. It just wasn't, okay? Like, the lines that she had was like, oh, she made herself small, and she let people come after her and her character, and she let it roll off her back. They can say whatever it wants, but when they come to get in the way of her art and her work, then she's going to remember how strong she is and whatever. It was a little bit stupid, because I know that like her whole explanation was she was letting everything else roll off her back, but why? Like, why? Like, everything else, like first of all, the scene, the interaction with her and the friend before that, like when he was treating her like actual shit, I feel like if she was going to get upset about something, she should have gotten upset about that. Like, that plus the art thing. But to let that slide and then come back and say, oh, my art girl. Yeah. Anyway, and then that's it. Like, I don't, that's all I have to say about this book. I'm kind of disappointed, like, why everybody, and then listen, I feel like this book could be great for some people, but it wasn't for me, and maybe that was my fault for requesting this book without knowing what it was. Like, this is why I don't cover buy. This is exactly why I don't cover buy. Like, another reason is that I don't want to read I literally cannot read a book unless I know what the description is. Like, I will start reading a book that I had on my shelf for like a period of time where like I forgot what the actual synopsis is, and I have to stop halfway through. I can't even get past the first chapter. I have to stop halfway through the first chapter and like, what am I actually reading? And then read the synopsis. So I read the synopsis after I got approved, and I was like, this was a mistake. So obviously it's my fault. I'm not telling you not to read this book, because some people will enjoy it, but like, if you're like me, maybe you won't, but like, maybe you will for the mess, but not for the actual storyline. Listen, writing, Akwaeke Emezi, beautiful writing, that's great, good on them. I didn't like anything else other than the mess. Okay, that's it. Will have links in my description to my other social media and whatever else I've linked down there. I'll probably have a link to the book, like to buy the book or something, because you might enjoy it. And like, maybe you read negative reviews or listen to negative reviews to know what to expect, and then read the book anyways. I do that sometimes. It's fine. Thank you for watching the video. The book will maybe in the description. But anyway, yes, links to whatever. Regarding liking, commenting, and subscribing, do what you want. Bye.